Tuesday, November 23rd, 2021. This is interesting. Thanksgiving hasn't happened yet, but they're already speaking on Christmas. This is about Christmas trees. They don't celebrate Yule, Y-U-L-E, which I think is a European version of Christmas. I just do not know because I haven't really spent time in Europe or with people from Europe to know what the exact difference is. But I think it's something that's cross-cultural. So we have our own specific in North America version of Christmas. I mean, they're really it's in my household anyway. I tried to keep up to make it special for the children every year, but without money. I had a fake tree with the lights already on it because I didn't have a husband, and I had small children, but I wanted them to have a tree, and trees got very expensive. So like my grandmother from Ireland, my Protestant grandmother, I made sure I had a Christmas tree with lights on it that was fake, so it came out of a bag from the attic, and the children always had a piece of national symbolism within the United States of America and North America, because I think that's how it's an American tradition here for Christmas, so I did that. They just didn't always have this gigantic display. Not from me, from Grandma and Grandpa, they were lucky, but not from myself per se, because I didn't always have the funds to buy them the gifts that I hear some of the other children have benefited from.
Supply chain that makes it so difficult now to get a tree.
What we're seeing this year is that American consumers are buying more than ever before of big durable items, things like couches, exercise equipment, artificial Christmas trees. And so we're trying to bring in more products into the country than our ports are designed to handle. And so everything's getting delayed.
Harmon told us he's now paying about 300% more to bring his artificial trees to the U.S. from Asia, where they're produced. And that cost is being passed on to consumers. They've had to increase prices this year about 20%. As for Vandervalk, his family's homemade wine business and last year's sales will keep them afloat, but being closed for the Christmas season for the first time in nearly 3 decades is still hard to accept.
I have to say, just being here and seeing it empty, knowing it will stay empty this year, it's sad.
It is sad. Don't do that, you're gonna make me cry.
Oh, sorry, it's sad. You can feel the joy that sort of permeates through your property and your business, so it's hard to imagine.
We definitely enjoy doing it.
Vandervalk also purchases extra large trees from a wholesaler in North Carolina to sell in addition to his own cut-your trees. He said that farmer is also facing a shortage. Vandervalk says they plan to be open next year, but depending on his trees, they may need to shorten their selling season.
I love him. I love his hat. I love the emotion underneath what he does. He clearly finds it meaningful. And trees really matter for households. I would say, if you go the artificial route, that's fine. It's a personal decision. But I think nothing smells like a real Christmas tree in the house.
Right about that.
Do any of you have your tree yet?
Oh, we already have ours up.
You do?
Yeah, the wife put it up early.
We do too.
It wasn't my doing.
I wanted to do it last weekend. I was overruled.
Thanksgiving, you guys have it up already? Yeah, well, it's up. It's slowly getting decorated because Bo's helping and he's 18 months. So
When you throw that thing out in January, it's going to be so dry, it's going to touch the door frame. All the needles are going to fall off. It's going to be you with the vacuum like this.
Those are the common stories when you have
but to help it last,
when you have a Christmas tree. We always, Linda always bought fresh Christmas tree, but she always had some form of employment between her or Lou. They always had some form of income coming in. I was not always the fortunate one because I did not have a spouse. I always had children and more children than Linda, but not a spouse to rely on. Now this portion was interesting. It's the first time I've ever gotten a real weather report with a meteorologist. This one's a chief meteorologist to explain polar vortex at upper atmosphere, me being at ground level and not even having a friend or relative that I'm able to speak with on a day-to-day basis or even a yearly basis about lower orbit things. This was actually very helpful. I appreciate it. They do make comment of how the humans have been enjoying and frolicking trips to Denver, trips to skiing, things I have not been able to afford nor enjoy, nor have my children during the same time frame.
The ground so far this season, that's not good for Denver. We're already into late November. What's going on? So what does that mean for the winter ahead across America? Joining us now is Eric Fisher. He's chief meteorologist of our Boston station. That's WBZ. But today we're glad, Eric, you're here at our table. Welcome back.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So a lot of people look forward to the snow. They look forward to skiing. They look forward to building snowmen. I'm not one of those people. But for the other people that really say, it's late November, we want to ski, we want to roll around the snow and make an angel, you're saying what?
Well, this has been pretty exceptional for Denver.
Yeah.
I mean, normally it snows there in October, let alone November. It looks like we're going to go into December without any snowfall there. And this is kind of what we would expect in a La Nina type of a winter. So we look at the season ahead. It's always about looking ahead.
Yeah.
First place we're going to look is in the Pacific Ocean. And it's a huge part of the Earth. It controls a lot of what's going on across the planet. So La Nina is in charge this year. It was in charge last year as well. La Nina is this cool patch of water you see. So we got that blue showing up there, cooler than average conditions. Something big that's changed this year too. You look south of Alaska, and this is a spot we watch very carefully. Used to be what we call the warm blob. You've heard about that maybe in a couple of recent winters. It's gone. First time in a decade.
Oh, wow.
And so this tends to lead to milder conditions across a lot of the lower 48. Not all of us, but a good amount of us.
I don't know if the polar vortex has anything to do with any of this, but it's a fun word to say.
that a movie?
It really is. I like the.
Again, there's that snapshot of a chief meteorologist stating lower 48. Yet, I have 50 stars on a flag that's been fractalized. And then at some point, some of the humans in my physicality have mentioned we took on another state. So there's the 48 continental, and then there's 50 or 51. I don't even really know. But I've heard these rumors. I just don't know who starts these rumors, how to verify if it's true, what to teach my children. It gets a little confusing being left this alienated and isolated from the humans that seem to have some joint reality, but there's even holes in their cross-reference reality.
I like to bring that into the
Of
conversation.
course. Yeah, you can't walk by a restaurant or a bar now. There's polar vortex specials that are on the menu. It's kind of described for anything cold at this point, but essentially what the polar vortex is the opposite of.
Again, I haven't been able to, I don't have disposable income, so restaurants are not something that I've been able to go to verify that polar vortex is everywhere in the restaurants. I can't verify that.
Of what a lot of people intuitively might think it is. So you talk about a strong polar vortex, that's the fence. You've got something tens of thousands of feet up in the atmosphere, circling the Arctic, and it's bottling in all that cold. So when it's strong, we get mild conditions in places, mid-latitudes, where a lot of us live. If it's weak, things get wavy. They get a little bit more messed up. You get more outbreaks. Colder air is coming down farther south. We've seen this in a few recent winters. Right now, the polar vortex is strong. What happens down the road, I think, is going to be a huge factor for this winter, because if it stays strong, this is going to be a toast winter. It's going to be mild. It's going to be generally low on the snow side.
I'm like, yay!
Yeah, so
but that's not how most people are feeling. I get it.
This is true.
I get it.
When it comes to getaways, my wife, she wants to go to warm weather.
Yeah.
I've been telling her I want a snow getaway, so check your local weather.
Today we will deal with some of the coldest
This
air
is the
of the
local
season
weather.
so far, so you definitely want to bundle up and make sure you have your warmest winter gear. 42 degrees, that's our forecast high for today, but because we will see gusty winds and feel gusty winds throughout the day, it'll feel like the mid and upper 30s in New York City at the warmest part of the day.
That's
now we do have mostly
Thanksgiving.
sunny skies today with a few extra clouds this afternoon.
That's on a special
Tomorrow,
holiday
mostly sunny,
schedule.
46, not as windy, and it looks like Thanksgiving will be the mildest day of the week with a high of 54.
This portion of CBS Mornings sponsored by Kohl's. Give with all your heart.
Shop Black Friday deals Sunday through Friday at Kohl's. Earn $15 Kohl's cash for every $50 spent.
So they usually have some form of sponsor for their special whatever they, oh, here's the shingles commercial.
Kohl's.
Like pulsing electric shocks, sharp stabbing pains, or an intense burning sensation. What is this nightmare? It's how some people describe shingles, a painful, blistering rash that can interrupt your life for weeks. Forget social events and weekend getaways. If you've had chickenpox, the virus that causes shingles is already inside of you. If you're 50 years or older, ask your doctor or pharmacist about shingles.
It starts with a mother's determination.
So rather than fixing the disease of now the shingles, since somebody had chickenpox, they also gave a vaccination for chickenpox back in the day. But it now has transgressed into something called a shingles. But again, it's more atmospheric and weather pattern related than it is to the way that they're explaining and selling it to each other. It's just there's a lot of other involved pieces that have now become a problem because they found a way to make money out of something. So now there becomes a problem with whatever it is that they're having a problem with. Now, there's some new commercial that started airing in New York I had never seen before called Shriners Children's Hospital, Shriners. They wear a very special hat. It's a maroon color, this color, with a tassel on it and a symbol I have never seen before. This is... They air this one commercial. I've seen it a few times. I didn't make mention of it because I wasn't sure if it was considered secular or not, and I don't know. I can't decipher who it belongs to, so I stayed away from it. However, this commercial for today in this one broadcast changed the message slightly, so I'm going to make mention of it because now this is a second message, but a different version of what their normal message has been. And I believe they might show this symbolic whatever, which I can't recognize because I don't have anyone to explain these things.
Please have snow and mistletoe and presents on the tree.
Right now, all over the country, kids at Shriners Hospitals for Children are able to go home and be with their families for the holidays. And that's only possible because of the monthly donations from people like you.
When you call the number on your screen today and just give $19 a month, you'll be helping countless children get the care they need to go home for Christmas.
With your gift of just $19 a month, only 63 cents a day, we'll send you this adorable Love to the Rescue blanket as a thank you, and a reminder of the care you'll be providing so kids can be with their families.
Christmas Eve, you'll find me where the light gleams. It only takes a moment to call the number on your screen, or you can visit loveshriners.org to help other kids just like me be with their families this Christmas. Because every child just wants to be home for the holidays, and your gift makes that possible. Your call is the best gift of all. Your gift will be my favorite Christmas present this year. Thank you for giving. Please call the number on your screen. If operators are busy, please call again or go to loveshriners.org to give whatever you can. Thank you for giving.
Come alive for me. Come alive for me.
Wait, on. I think that football mom had Steelers as a brand advertising. Oh, there it is. It says Steelers. That's interesting. I'm just saying they advertise it on TV and they label themselves. Just saying. Those are the NFL moms. I don't have any sports book people or friends or family. I just have been in a life not even worth the time spent trying to figure things out.
Now through January 2nd only, don't miss Jeff Daniels in Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird on Broadway in his towering, magnificent performance as Atticus Finch. And on January 5th, one of the greatest plays in Broadway history welcomes Academy Award nominee Greg Kinnear as Atticus. Experience a genuinely radical Mockingbird that fits this American moment. All rise for Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. Get tickets now to see Jeff Daniels in his final weeks.
This portion of CBS 2 News is brought to you by Raymore and Flanagan.
Good morning, it is 7:56 on this Tuesday.
And there's the
November
day.
23rd. Brace yourself for a cold and breezy day. I'm Chris Raggy. Elise Fitch's forecast in just a moment. But first, WWE star Seth Rollins was attacked at the Joseph Kennedy Committee.
New details about the track.
Workers, you feed good. Support us at
two daughters all live. Like move it.
Smell.
This is you.
Super excited right now, guys.
People say
Partner. Or tell it.
With Councilmember Brooks Powers, who's brought this to my attention. HPD Commissioner it wasn't here today, and the Department of Buildings is gone.
6-year-old, 3-year-old, and the new